In your experience, what are the most common psychological barriers people face when they're trying to change something?
An obvious one is like the idea of learned helplessness, the idea of we convince ourselves long before that anyone else needs to convince us we can't do it. So again, that guy I referenced earlier, Seligman, is probably like the world's expert or the origins of this research of this idea that we'll talk ourselves out of situations. I think that's one of the most corrosive ones that we do. I think the other thing that I see a lot is just that lack of courage, that idea of we want to fit in rather than we want to truly belong. So that, I think, manifests itself in what we call courage. So like, I sometimes like quoting the German philosopher Schopenhauer talks around change happens in 3 stages. The first stage is ridicule, then it's violent opposition, and eventually whatever new idea is accepted as self-evident, that everyone goes, oh, it's obvious. So the example I sometimes use when I talk to people is think about the smoking ban. We're old enough to remember going in pubs when like you come out stinking of smoke afterwards. So you go, think about when that first was suggested in the mid-2000s, it was going to get banned, and everyone, no chance. And the licensing industry was like, they'd never get that through. And then Ireland went, followed by America. So the licensing industry, rather than embrace it, tried to resist it and fight it. And now you walk around any pub, club, bar, restaurant, anywhere in the world, in most of the world, and you'll see smokers outside. And I bet actually most people don't even recognise the smokers because we're so far down the path. It's self-evident that why would you smoke in a public place? So you see how this pattern happens, whether you think of Rosa Parks sitting on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama, whether you think of new technology, whether you think of the smoking ban. There's almost like a universal truth to the way it happens. But the thing that we're afraid of is being laughed at. Most of us, the idea of being ridiculed or singled out for somebody to make fun of us feels abhorrent. And yet the first stage of doing anything new or different in your world is being laughed at, which is why most people, I'll leave it there now, maybe it's a silly idea, rather than the courage to go, oh no, this is part of the journey. It's not the opposite of it. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
So I sometimes think just that willingness to sort of step apart from the tribe, to be willing to go your own path, can often feel really scary and dangerous because it's easier to fit in than it is to try and find the group that you belong to.